Hi crafters! The summer take and make is an upcycled denim keychain. In the kit, you will find a needle, embroidery floss, a ball chain keychain, and a pattern. You will also need glue. White or hot glue will work. I'm using hot glue because it sets faster. If you use white glue, you will need to pause and allow sections to dry. You'll also need a pen, a pair of scissors, and old jeans or other piece of old denim. To begin, carefully cut out the pattern. The rectangle part has hash marks to use if you choose to stitch the keychain later. Cut a portion of the denim and trace the pattern. Then, carefully cut the pieces. When cutting the feathers, if you put one perpendicular to the other, you will end up with a white feather and a blue feather. When cutting the keychain, cut the sides of the notches, but leave them as flaps. Fold in and glue down both flaps. Then, fold the keychain in half and glue together. Be careful and leave about a ½ inch glue free on the sides and an inch on the bottom. Next, fray the edges and bottom of the key. After you fray them, you may need to cut the feather into a better. Now, use the needle to guide some floss through the loop in the top of the Cut it to about a foot and tie it tightly around the loop. Next, glue the feathers to the keychain by running a strip of glue down the center and gluing the floss to the feather. Cut off extra floss as needed. Finally, push the ball chain through the loop There are a number of ways to add more decoration to the keychain. One is to do a decorative stitch on the edges of the keychain instead of fraying it. The stitches are seen in the bonus content. To help make even stitches, transfer the hash marks to the keychain. Next, tie a knot in the end of the thread and hide it by sewing up through only one side of the keychain. The first stitch is called a whip stitch. The whip stitch is made by bringing the thread up and then wrapping it back around the keychain so that you are always bringing it up from the back. Next is a blanket stitch. This stitch starts like the whip stitch, except that instead of pulling the stitch tight, you thread the floss back through the stitched loop. This allows a line of floss down the side of the keychain. Finally, the back stitch. After bringing the thread up, you skip one hash mark and pull the thread down. Then, on your next stitch, you go back and bring the needle up through the hash mark you skipped. Then you leapfrog over the stitch to the next hash mark. Basically, this stitch is like 2 steps forward and 1 back, so you have an uninterrupted line of stitches. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your keychain.